So we are requesting the next track, the first track, to be led by Darwin Box Shoham Basak. He would be the moderator. Sri Atanu Pramanik, CEO and Vice President IT CESC from RPSG Group. Saroni Bhattacharya, CHRO Gainwell. Sri Prakash Tripathi, CIO Sham Steel. Sri Uday Guha, CHRO Reshaping Metallics. And Sri Arijit Mojumdar, Head HR.
Good evening, everyone. So I'll keep it short. We'll jump straight in. So welcome, all of you. I think one gentleman is joining us. Is somebody joining us? Acha. ठीक है. Yes. Okay, should I start? Okay. Okay, so welcome and good evening. So as businesses navigate the challenges of digital transformation, the collaboration between IT and HR becomes paramount, and it has become very critical of late. In today's discussion, we will focus on how an organization can leverage the advanced HCM system. Okay, sure. Yeah. And how we can improve the employee experience through HCM systems, drive operational efficiency, and ensure that robust security is maintained. We'll hear insights from industry leaders who have driven such results by aligning technology and HR in their respective industries. And we will hear conversations how we have been able to do that, how integration between HR and IT has worked out, and how employee engagement as a result has come out as an outcome from these integrations. Right? So to talk about HR automation and employee experience, like how important is it for your HR systems to provide personalized employee experiences? If you could share with some example. I think, ma'am, if you can, we can start with you.
Okay. Good evening. I think let me express collective gratitude to all of you all for taking out time and supporting this event. And as all around we can see technology disruptions, shifting in workforce models, 75% of global workforce being that of millennials, and with Gen Z coming into the workforce, with lot of data and analytics coming in everyday use, evolved HR system creating an improved employee experience is need of the hour. I would here like to emphasize on the word employee experience, which is somewhat similar to customer experience. It creates that moment of truth, or the moment which decides whether the customer will buy the service or product from the organization. And likewise, the employee, the moment creates the impact in the organizational experience in the life of an employee, which he or she continues the journey in the organization. And the experience starts from the very fact that the employee is onboarded, rather pre-boarded. The mic is not working, so I don't know whether my voice is audible. So, okay. So the engagement of an employee starts from pre-boarding. Once the offer is made to the employee, in our organization, what we do, we keep the candidate engaged. We keep the candidate warm. We use this language. That means till the time the candidate joins us, he or she might take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. What we do, we keep them engaged. We have a system through which advanced gamification. We have leadership boards. We organize games, and these are tangible things. Once they join us, we hand over the goodies to them. The values, the culture of the organization is also shared with the candidates even before they join us. The joining is paperless in many of the organizations we find. So this again creates an engagement with the organization, a bonding with the employee, a learning and development in the form of bite-sized learning, nuggets learning, and till the time the employee, it's like hire to retire, that's how we have kept engaged our employees with the organization. So that's from
So to summarize, if I were to summarize, it's essentially using technology to humanize the experience. So Mr. Sorry. To summarize, what I meant was using technology as an enabler to humanize the experience that an employee is going through. That's your focus, is what I understand.
Yeah,
Right.
and this has resulted in lesser turnover for the organization
Okay.
and increased productivity
Okay.
and engagement for us.
Very
And
nice.
this is the first time that we have been able to enter 84th rank in Great Place to Work survey.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Mr. Guha, would you want to add to that? Mr. Guha is not there? Okay, sorry. Okay, so anyone wants to add to that, Mr. Pramanik? Anyone?
Yeah, I'll just add to what ma'am spoke about. So obviously, she being the HR leader spoke from the HR perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just try to add a few points from IT perspective.
Absolutely.
On the front end, what she mentioned is absolutely critical for the organization from employee perspective. If I remember, during COVID days, multiple questions were raised about the effectiveness of the employees during those times. No company wanted to have any disruption in the work. Right?
Absolutely.
And if I remember correctly, HCL was one of the first companies who mentioned employees first. Right? That was in the paper. If you look at from HR perspective, if you have very happy, satisfied employees, your work is 50% done. And that is the background where few companies after COVID started quote unquote valuing employees. Probably everyone values, but probably don't know.
Yeah.
If I add a few IT flavors to that, what IT tries to give to a very seamless employee experience is integrate all the functions that an employee is expected to perform as an employee within the organization without much trouble. Let's say I travel within the city or across the country or outside country for my official purposes. Let's say I take leaves. Let's say I take leave travel assistance, LTA or LTC, whatever you call it. Let's say I seek some approval from my higher authorities for something that I want to do. Let's say I just want a simple salary certificate. Let's say I simply want an experience certificate. The list goes on.
Right.
All these can be mentioned as simple employee experience, seamless
Absolutely.
employee
Absolutely.
experience. But at the back end, if you don't have an integrated platform, which starting with the basic demography of the employees to start with, and all these features expected to support a seamless experience on employee, sitting with HR together, it can't be supported or initiated by HR alone or either IT alone. It has to be a joint effort. And more than that, let's say I'll give you a couple of more examples. Let's say I seek some reimbursement from the company. I have traveled and I come back and seek reimbursement. If my employee details with my bank account, that's simple, I'm just like taking simple examples, are not properly entered in the system for that simple flow of my submitting the expense report and the finance approving it and it comes back to my bank account, it is not a good experience for the employee.
Absolutely.
So I can go on with the experiences. At the end, HR and IT should sit together, define what means for a seamless employee experience, draw up a plan and implement. There are multiple tools available. You are there to kind of represent one of those in the market today, and there are so many as per your competition. But I think it is appropriate to choose the target of a particular company, how they want to drive employee experience in that company and achieve that.
Absolutely. So I mean, elaborating further on the integration point. So when you are putting in or bringing in an HCM system, like you said, there are multiple systems. How important is the collaboration between HR and IT, and how do you drive that collaboration, keeping in mind two facets, one data privacy and IT security in the mix of it? How do you drive that collaboration without compromising any, I mean,
Well, yeah, I can take that. Good evening, everyone. Indeed, it's a very important challenge that probably many organizations face today. So you see, yes, when it comes to implementation of any HCM system, or for that matter, any technology in any organization, it is absolutely important that HR and IT, they do join hands.
Right.
Otherwise, what could probably be the challenges, and I'm sure all of you all here might agree. If we, and I'm saying we is because, IT, HR, they both are here in this hall today.
Right.
If we are not aligned, the first thing what happens is that there's a sort of a deviation from the objective or the aspiration or the expectation of the project. Right?
Absolutely.
Typically, I can talk about from the HR's perspective, and I'm sure ma'am would agree, and let me also hear what my colleagues in IT say. But whenever we think of implementing an HCM, the first thing what comes in the minds of the HR is that it has to be employee friendly. It has to be administratively convenient, right? And it has to resemble the HR processes which we know and which is probably running in our minds, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. But probably what you just now said, that the IT people, the IT folks will think of data security, technical scalability, integrity, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what they do.
Absolutely.
If you are misaligned, the project is destined to fail,
Right.
right?
Very well put.
Another challenge which I probably would like to bring in here in this forum is that, I call it the challenge of customization versus standardization.
Yep.
Like I said, that whenever we think of implementing an HR process, the process is there in our mind, and we want an exact replication of the process. Well, when we talk about the process, perhaps a little bit of manual intervention, but we want exact replication, which means we want customization. But the IT department or the IT teams will come and say that, hey, we have a standard product. Okay? That's when the conflict starts.
Yeah.
HR says, no, I want this. IT says, no, I'll give you this. Okay? If we are not addressing that, then you can only understand the project fails.
Absolutely.
Last point, I'll give it to the others then to speak. I think what is important is communication.
Absolutely.
We, the HR guys, we are masters in using HR jargons, and I'm sorry to say, but the IT guys will definitely talk in technical language. None would understand each other's words. Okay?
Yeah.
We have to talk in simple, understandable language. We have to talk in a common language, which probably will definitely make these sort of projects absolutely a success in organizations. I just thought I'll bring in these points.
It's actually HR and IT both should speak in business language.
Actually, very well said, sir. Very well said.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, we are tackling a business problem solving for the organization, right? So definitely we are there to solve for the organization's growth. Absolutely, very well said, sir. Yes. So just to, further drive this point in terms of the collaboration between HR and IT, whenever a system is coming on board or even an existing system, given the complexities of HCM platforms nowadays, how do you drive that platform without disrupting existing IT ecosystem, right? And how much of an importance does the collaboration with HR play in that? Would love to hear your thoughts on that.
So, hi, myself Prakash. So take an example of HR. How many HR is there? So as a IT guy, I give basic example how the technology will change the concept of HR in terms of employee engagement, in terms of your employee satisfaction, onboarding, offboarding, whatever it is. Take basic example, every CHRO move to their company and from tomorrow onward just go and collect the data from Glassdoor, collect the data from the Ambition Box, collect the data from the Google reviews. Just take 3 platforms and give it to IT people, IT development team, and says ki boss, perform the sentiment analysis on this data. Every HR, every IT head will get the answers. Is their employee satisfied or not? Because mostly what happened, we are reviewing the Glassdoor. अरे यार बहुत लोग Glassdoor पे ठीक नहीं रहा, थोड़ा positive डाल दो. Problem is that you go and understand the real problem, and Gen AI will give the exact figure because there is no concept of manipulation. Because what happened when somebody mentioned in the glass door, Shyam Steel is good. Someone like it's good. So Gen AI changed the pattern analysis. So when IT and HR will think from the common goal from the employee engagement and employee satisfaction, you will get your goal. But the problem is that HR has some problems. When we discuss with HR, when we ask with the IT has another concern, HR has another concern. That's the reason I give real case study on the PTA platform. Just go and try it with the Open Gen AI sentiment analysis with your data, with your competitor data. You will get the entire result. That is the power of Gen AI and the today PTA platforms. What we are saying, कि technology and HR will change the organization perspective, and it's definitely the business language, because वहाँ से जो निकलेगा वो business language ही निकलेगा. So employee engagement, employee satisfaction is the common from the IT as well as from the HR, and technology will play the crucial role in this.
Fair. So thank you, madam and gentlemen. So the key message I draw from here is HR and IT has to work hand in hand to make technology an enabler and give a wonderful employee experience to all employees who are coming in, and even individuals who are joining the workforce. We spoke about multiple ways how we can make people ready for joining the workforce. So in essence, it is technology that has to be used as an enabler to give the best experience that is possible, and in this aspect, HR and IT, these functions have to collaborate at every front. So thank you madam, thank you gentlemen,
Thank you very
for your
much.
time.